Alright, welcome to another physics video. We'll be talking about displacement, average velocity, and average acceleration. Alright, displacement. So as we talked about a little bit in the last video, these are all vector quantities. So they will have a magnitude and a direction. But we'll go ahead and assign some formulas so we can do some calculations with these. So displacement, we'll draw this as a change in x, but really it could also be in the y direction, and that applies for all of these. So the change in x is equal to the final position minus the initial position. So again, kind of what we talked about, if you're going from one spot to another, it doesn't depend on the path you travel, it only depends on this the final position subtracted from the initial position, and we'll do some calculations with that. So for average velocity, we can write as v average. And I guess if this is a vector, it should also have a little a little arrow on it, is the change in distance, or the displacement, over the change in time. And this time is a scalar quantity, obviously, because it's time. And then we have our average acceleration, which is the change in the velocity over the change in time. So however long it takes to get from one point to another is the average velocity, and it only depends on this final and initial, and how much the velocity changes over this time is how much acceleration there will be on average. And just because the average velocity might be like 10 meters per second does not mean you're going 10 meters per second at every point. It just means over the course of time, that was your average speed, or average velocity, we'll say. So cool. Okay, let's do an example with this. So we have Bob traveling 550 kilometers south in a straight line, is what that should say, for a football game. I'll just fix this real quick. He travels for 200 kilometers in this amount of time. Then he takes a break for half an hour and travels the rest of the way in 3 hours. After the 3-hour football game, he travels this much north for 1 hour. What is Bob's average velocity? Okay, so we're given a lot of information here. So I'd always recommend to do two things before you start solving, and that's list what variables you have and draw a picture, if it's applicable. And you'll pretty much see me do this for all physics problems, because you're given all this information, you don't want to jump in and start writing stuff down. So first I'll just draw a picture of what is actually happening here, right? So we know Bob is traveling this amount south, and we're looking for the velocity. So we can just we'll make the start point right here, and it's traveling 550 kilometers south. So I'll just draw a line down here, and I'll say this is 550 kilometers, and we'll make down south. So if I do a little compass here, north, south. Okay, we only really care about north and south for this question. And then so over the course of this travel, he starts by traveling, and I'll make this another color so we can see this is the overall. So he starts by traveling 200 kilometers in that amount of time. So we'll just draw an arrow. Okay, so that's 200 kilometers in 1.75 hours. Okay, and then he just stops for 0.5 hours, and then he travels the rest of the way, and that is done in 3 hours, right? Okay, and then the football game is 3 hours long, and then he travels up 150 kilometers in 1 hour. So cool. So this is our picture. We kind of get a better idea of what's actually happening. So let's go ahead and list out some variables. What variables do we have? Well, actually, for this equation, since we already know what we want to find, and we just wrote down the average velocity, we know we want to find that. So let's write our equation that we're going to use. So V average is equal to the displacement over the change in time, right? So first we need to find the displacement. That's the first thing we need to find. And so we know that the change in displacement is the final position minus the initial position over, and then we can leave it over time. And a lot of times for a change in time, I'll just denote as a t because we're assuming the starting time is time 0. But sometimes if you're finding a time within something, you'll use final minus initial there as well. Okay, so let's list out what do we have here. So we want to find our V average, we know that. So V average is what we want to find. So we can denote our starting position, x initial, and this 0 just means initial, or it's usually called not. So that'll be our initial position, and we can just choose really anything, right? Because we're not given no coordinates here. So we'll just, to make our lives easier, we'll just make the initial position 0, or 0 kilometers. So now we need we know we need our x final. So do we have our x final, right? And we do have our x final, because we know that he travels 550 south first, and then he comes back up another 150. So his final position will be minus 550 if we denote south as negative, as we typically will, plus the 150, and that'll all be kilometers. So that's the final position because he starts at 0 here, comes down a whole 550, and then goes up 150 right there. Okay. So yeah, if we solve that out, we'll get a negative 400 kilometers. And what this negative means is basically south. But we'll keep it as negative for now, so that when we solve in our equation, that negative will take care of the direction. All right. And then we have time, right? So over time. So how long did this trip take? So for this, we'll simply just add up each time. So we can add up the 1.75 plus 0.5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. And if we add this up, the time will equal 9.25 hours. And I'm really just pulling these times right here for all of these and just adding up. That's the total time of his trip. Alright, so now if we look, we have all these variables. We can simply solve for V average here. So now that we have the equation and we're already set to solve it for V average, I can go ahead and plug our variables. So we know V final is a negative 400 minus the initial, which is just 0, over our time, which is 9.25. And I should put units here. This is kilometers, right? So if we go ahead and solve this out, we will get a negative 43.24 kilometers per hour. Cool. So what does this negative mean? He's not traveling at negative speed. This is showing the direction. So if we were going to write our final answer, we should really write it as our V average is equal to 43.24 kilometers per hour. We can say due south, or due S. Sometimes we'll abbreviate it as S. And that right there is our final answer. Alright. Cool. So that gives us our final answer. And so we were given all this stuff. And see, we didn't even need the distance between here and here. We just need this final and initial and the time, and we could find our V average. Alright, so let's do one more here. So we have a ball is rolling up a hill for 0.75 seconds. Its average acceleration is 4 meters per second squared due west. Its final velocity after that time is 15 meters per second. What is the ball's initial velocity? Alright, so again, we have all this information. It might seem overwhelming. Let's start by drawing a picture. And first, I'll just make a little compass so we can denote our directions: north, south, west, east. Okay. So we'll denote west as negative, south as negative, east as positive, and north as positive. And I'll keep these conventions throughout. It's pretty typical. So we know a ball is traveling east, right? So I'll just draw a picture here. We have a ball, and it's rolling up a hill that direction. Its final velocity is this. So we just know the final velocity, right? So the ball is traveling, and its final velocity is east here in this direction. We'll just imagine like there's like a little hill here, right? The VF is right there. And so we know the acceleration is west, so the acceleration on this ball is in that direction. They're in opposite directions. And we need to know the final velocity. Alright, so let's go ahead and list out what variables are we given. Make this a little bit thicker, I think. So we know we're given the time. So the time that this is going on for is 0.75 seconds. We know the average acceleration is 4 meters per second squared. And this is due west, so we'll give this a negative 4 meters per second squared. And we also know the final velocity. And we'll just write as VF, and that is 15 meters per second. And that's east, so we'll say positive. Alright, and we want to find what is the initial velocity. And so really we don't know the direction here, but if the final velocity is this direction and the acceleration is moving the opposite direction, it probably has to be in this direction. I don't know why that arrow got weird. Anyways, it probably has to be in this direction, otherwise the ball would be going in this direction at the end, which it's not. Okay, so let's write out our equation that we were given. So we have the average acceleration is equal to the change in velocity over time, which equals the velocity final minus the velocity initial over time. So we have all the variables except for this one, which is what we're looking for. So what I always recommend doing is rearrange the equation first and then plug numbers in. So we can multiply the t to the other side to get the average acceleration times time equals the v final minus v initial. And we want to solve for this variable, so we can add it to here and subtract the acceleration time to get v initial is equal to v final minus average acceleration times time. And really all of these are vectors as well. So now that we've got this in this format, we can now plug in the numbers. So we want to solve for v initial. We know the final velocity is 15 meters per second, minus the acceleration is in the negative direction because we're calling it to west. So it'll be negative 4 meters per second squared. And the time is 0.75 seconds. So this seconds will cancel with that one, and we'll get meters per second. So that the velocity initial is equal to 18 meters per second, and because it's positive, that means it's going to be east. And yeah, that's be the final answer. Alright, cool. So that'll be the final answer there. So now we know what the initial velocity was. The initial velocity was 18, and notice here that it starts off at 18 and ends at 15, which means the acceleration must be in the opposite direction because it's slowing the ball down. And that's why I kind of drew it on a hill here, because you can think of if it's going up the hill, the ball is going to start slowing down because the acceleration is in the opposite direction. This isn't the best example to actually think about because the acceleration is really down, but there will be that horizontal acceleration here in the opposite direction. So that's why the velocity is greater at the start than the end. So you always want to think about it. Does your answer make sense? To make sure you didn't make any mistakes, you didn't forget any negative signs, stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys have a great day and tune into the next one. See ya.